What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, and we're live on YouTube and on IG. Shout out YouTube. Shout out IG. Do me a favor before we get started. Hit that like button. Smack it. Lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button and the follow button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now. Help a brother out. As you guys know, it is also a talk show. So at any point during the show, if you want to call in, you can call in at 888-775-3773. 888-775-3773. Don't be shy. It's always a good time. We can fight. We can agree. We can argue. We can fellowship. I'm here for it all in the name of Jesus. So you do have those options. If for whatever reason, if you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. The link is in the description, or go directly to the YouTube live chat. Hit the super chat button. Send your question or comments there. I will read them live on air. And I believe IG also has a donation button as well. I'm not sure if it's there on the live. Matter of fact, I don't know quite how that works. I'm going to have to look into that. But you can donate on IG as well. I am monetized over there as well, so you do have that option, and it's very much appreciated. So, right on. Also, you guys can podcast the Joel Friday TV podcast as well. Apple Music, Spotify, all those platforms, audio only. I'm there. Good stuff. Shout out to the mods in the YouTube chat, the Snake Pit. Shout out to the mods, the mod squad, holding it down. Shout out to IG chat, the Lion's Den. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. King Wesley said I may just do Cash App. I appreciate that, King Wesley. I am on Cash App as well, Joel Friday TV. I think it's like Cash App / Joel Friday TV. I'm not really sure. But all my links / Joel Friday TV, you can find all the places to donate there as well. I appreciate it. Renesio says, answer me a question. What's your question, Renesio? Let's see here. I do have some buy me a coffees I got to get to from last week. I do want to get to those. Zorak90 says he buys 20 donuts. 20 donuts, which is a donation in a donut in the form of a donation. So not a real donut. He sends 20 donuts. Oh, I'm going to be full today. You've been killing it, bro. Keep it up. Love what you do. I appreciate that, Zorak, and I appreciate the generous donation. Much love to you. I'll do that. I'll keep it up. Amazing Asia says, sorry I've been scarce with the super chats. I'm no longer working, so I can't afford them. But I love you just the same. I love y'all just the same. I appreciate that, Amazing Asia. A penny is appreciated. So don't worry. Appreciate that. I got some stuff I want to get into today. Callers, give me a second. I will get to you in a second. There are some lines open. I do see people coming in on the lines here. I will get to your calls in a second here, but I do want to lay the groundwork a little bit of the show, and then we'll get to some calls. Amazing stuff. So, as you guys see the thumbnail, why women are made to follow. You know, this is a big conversation. This is a big topic. Some don't agree with the concept of men leading and women following. They don't believe that that's how it was created. They have different belief systems. And I understand and I respect it. But I want to explain a little bit about what I believe, and you can kind of draw the conclusion yourself. But like I always say, don't believe me. Don't believe nothing I say. Know it for yourself. And go from there, because I can always be wrong. So, and that's why we got phones, so you can call in and help a brother out if you disagree. So, Matthew said, Joel, are you going to have bodysuit merch? That's a good idea. I'm going to make some bodysuit merch. I'm going to do that and sell it to the ladies. Because they're going to wear it anyway. They might as well wear JFTV bodysuit merch. You know what I'm saying? And with my name across the front. And on the back. Joel Friday. And then TV on each cheek. Telling you, it's a great idea. So, I realized this about the order of God. I realized that in my opinion, how I believe that God designed men and women is I believe that, and I'm going to give like different concepts, right? Like I think that men run the big picture of things, right? Men see the big picture and we focus on the big picture of things, right? When you step back, you can see the bigger picture. But I feel that women run the details, right? They're more in the little details of certain things, right? But men, we're in the bigger picture. Like, for me, it feels more natural to go out and do things, right? Out in the world and do things. It feels more natural to me than being in the home fixing things, meaning like decorating or cooking or cleaning. Like those details are don't feel natural to me. But of course I gotta do them because I'm a young bachelor who lives alone, right? But I feel like men see the bigger picture, they run the bigger picture, and women run the details. And I think it's by design. It's by natural design, I believe. And I believe that to take it even deeper, and this may be controversial, but it's not controversial to me, is that God gives the purpose to men and men give the instruction to women. I feel like that's also by design. God gives purpose to men, meaning like direction, right, to men, and men give instruction to women, what to do, how to do it. And not necessarily how to do it, but more so what to do and where to go, right? And women receive that instruction and they follow with this trust, with this natural trust. And a natural trust of like, it's because they're not sure, so they're just being told because they're not given the direction and the purpose like the men are given. So all they can do is receive instruction from godly men, right? And God is with them as well, but that's how I believe that it was designed by God. And obviously, over time, in the time that we live in now, there's a lot of rejection to that order, right? There's a lot of rejection from the ladies who don't believe that men lead, that the ladies that believe that they should lead and that's what they want to do. And you're entitled in America to live as you please, right? But I was thinking that even though times have changed and traditional values and like the order of God and all these things kind of have been like silenced or changed, meaning not believed in, or sound like a fairy tale, or sound like like a fiction, sounds fictional. I think that it's still true today, even though people don't even recognize it. And let me tell you what I mean. I was talking to Hassan, and Hassan made a good point to me when we were talking. I was like, "Whoa, that's deep." And though there may be verbal rejection that women are supposed to follow, and women may be like, no, I don't believe in that. I don't believe I'm supposed to follow any man, and, I do my own thing. Even though there's that verbal rejection, Hassan was saying that women are even following still now, right? Even though we see this rise of like independent women and women CEOs and women doing their own thing, pastor, all these things, right? Even though we see this rise of this independent woman, Hassan made the point that even despite all of that, women still aren't realizing that they're still following as they're doing that. And he explained it, and we got into it a little bit, and I thought it was very deep, and I want to explain it as well. Is that even though men today aren't like quote unquote leading or in the charge like they once were, right? In like big numbers. Men are still leading and women are still following, but men are leading to destruction. So as the world has changed and things have gotten worse, from a perspective, if we're talking about worse and better, men are still leading, but they're leading to destruction. And women are still following, but they're following men into destruction, right? but they think they're not. And I'm gonna give you guys an example, a couple of examples. Is that what are the examples that have been set by men? Right. Well, you know what? Before I get to that, let me say this. Let's think about sexuality. Right. Sexuality is that like the women are independent and they're free to do what they want and whatever. Right. And what it's known fact that like in when the man is following his fallen nature, right? His carnal nature, his ego. The men love the fantasy. We love the fantasy, right? The idea. And maybe not, of course, not all men. Some men overcome. Some men are not into that like that. But men typically like the fantasy, right? The false fantasy. The girl that's just beautiful. She's voluptuous. She's sexy. All these things, right? Men love that, right? And even though women have rejected that and becoming their own person, oftentimes, what are we seeing now in the world? We're seeing women like showing revealing clothes and being all these things. But why is that? It's because they know that the men like it, right? They know that's what the men are into. So if they were leading, if they were in charge, then they would just be women as they are and just be what they are. But they're still following the men's lead based off of what the man wants. The man wants the fantasy, so they become the fantasy. They get the what do you call that stuff? Plastic surgery, right? To look better. They get the BBLs, Brazilian butt lift. They do the makeup a lot. They do all these things. They work out. They hit legs and squats every day. They all do these things, right? And part of it is because they want to look good for themselves. We can say that, right? But a big part of it is because they know that's what men are into. So as much as we can say, the ladies can say, I'm not a follower. I want to be. It's still following. It's still following what the man wants. It's still with the intention to be accepted by the man, to gain the attention by the man. So the woman is still following. And when it comes to society as a whole, here are some examples that have been set by men that I want to give you guys that the women are following suit. One is, this is not a good example, and I'm not saying this is good, but men have always known to have like the bachelor men, not like the real men, family-oriented men, but the bachelors and all that stuff, the young guys, always known to have multiple sex partners, right? Right, to where they're high body count, the players, they have a lot of women, womenizers, like that's always been a thing with men, right? Now the women today are becoming that, right? They have a high body count. They have a bunch of different guys they're messing with, and they think that they're taking charge, but yet they're still following in the men's footsteps, right? They were inspired by the man to do the same thing because they love what the power that it gives. And they envy the power that the men had over the women, so they want it. So it's still following the men, right? Rap music used to be all guys only, a guy thing. And now there's a lot of women in the rap music, right? You got the Nicki Minaj's, you got the Cardi B's, you got the all kinds of different things. Right, all kinds of different people. Coi Leray and all these people. And it's still following the men, right? And they say they have their music and they have their lines, the bars and the music are all like independent woman lines, but it's still following the man. And then you got women pastors. There never used to be women pastors. It was always a position that was fit for the man. And then what happened? Now the women become pastors, right? And because they were inspired by men. They want to be respected like men are respected. They want that same thing. It's still following. Women CEOs. The list goes on. And if we continue to look at every single facet that men have started, women have copied. The ones that want to step outside their natural womanly role, right? When they step out to be their own independent woman, all they're doing is just copying the men. They're just copying the men, still following them, thinking that they're leading. Reason being why? Because it's not them to create purpose. It's not in them to create these things. It's in the man to do it. And that's why they can't do anything else but follow in the footsteps of the man. Right? So men are still leading, period, even if they're leading to destruction. It's a mess. Man, we have more responsibility than we think. You know what I mean? Like, we really are, that order of God is a real thing. Even in the fallen state, even when you're fallen, it's still God over Christ, Christ over man, man over woman, and woman over children. That order is there and it's designed. And I gotta say this last point, I'm gonna get some calls, is I stole this, but it's so true. It is so true. You know that show that Nick has covered and I have covered a little bit, Girls Gone Bible, those two girls, right? I follow them on Instagram, so I saw one of their little clips, and she said something that I thought was the way she put it made so much sense to me. Is the problem that that men seem to, well, I explained that after, but what she said was men and women are equal in value but different in role, right? That's what she said. Equal in value and different in role. And that was clear to me when she said it. And the problem is that both men and women don't truly understand what that means. So they look down upon each other. They judge each other based off of it. So the men have oftentimes judged the women as less than, or the women have felt like less than, which is why everybody hops out their own natural course of life. And the man is not better. And oftentimes the woman thinks the man is better, so that she's jealous, right? And not all the time and not all women, right? But they get jealous because why can't I be respected? Why can't I have that? Why can't I? And they have no true examples of what a woman looks like or what a man looks like. So they try to gain this type of respect, but only because they lost sight of their role as a woman being just as important and just as equal. Just as equal, just a different role. And there is a absence of the nature of women, the true nature of women, that is missing. And very few ladies are filling that role because everybody wants to, or at least they think they want to be in the man's role, to lead and be important and be strong and be tough, when you can be all those exact things in your role as a woman. So my point of all that is to say, women were created to follow, and men were created to lead, and they both have a purpose. Meaning, like, when you follow, it's just as important as when you lead. You got duties I can't do. I got duties you can't do. So work as a team. That sounds kind of liberal to say work as a team, though. But you know what I mean. You work together. So accept it. Just accept it. Because either way, you're going to end up following. Let me see. Girls Gone Bible reminds me of Comedy Central After Dark when I was younger. King Wesley said, King Wesley said he ran you away on Instagram. Amazing stuff. Am I making sense, y'all, or no? It's a partnership, says Kel, with a laughing face. Nice. Let me get to some calls. But guys, just know if you're leading wrong, she's following wrong. If you're leading right, she's following right. So either way, just know you're being followed. Susan from Los Angeles. Susan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Oh, hey, Duo.
Hi, Susan. Are you a first-time caller?
Yeah.
Nice. Welcome to the show.
How's the audio?
You said what?
How's the audio?
You sound good right now.
Because every time I take gets all piggy and everything.
You sound good as long as you speak up. Then you're perfect.
Yep. All right, so here's the love doctor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my husband loves you.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, he's all about Joel Friday TV.
What's your husband's name, if you don't mind? If
my husband?
Yeah, if you could say it.
Yeah, he's Mike. His name's Mike. Everybody's name is Mike.
Mike. Right on, Mike.
Yeah. He likes you, and I'm just trying to save my marriage, you know?
Nice. Well, what happened? What did you have to say about it?
I don't know. I'm trying to be a good wife.
Okay.
I watch you guys all the time, and
Are you there?
I'm trying to be a good wife. Yeah, I'm here.
You said you broke out a little bit. You said what?
No, I didn't say nothing. I'm just trying to reflect on everything you were saying earlier because it was good. You had a good message.
Right on.
Earlier today.
Did you?
It was a really good message, by the way.
Thank you. Did you have a specific question about it or something you want to say about it?
I just wanted to call in because my husband Mike always says he's like, I don't like all those other guys on the network, but I'm not gonna try to offend anybody on the network. But he was like, Joel's the best, and he said, Joel's the love doctor. Now I'm gonna call him the love doctor.
Me and Mike are best friends already. Mike and I are best friends already.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's not because, okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yes, ask me a question because I have some other calls here.
Okay, and I'll be real quick.
Okay.
I heard about my other friend. She was right next to me, and her husband started doing some things behind her back, right?
Okay.
Like, yeah, like she said to me, like, oh, he wants to get his toenails painted and doing this and that.
What the?
What do you mean, what the?
Oh, he wanted to get his toenails painted, or she wanted to?
Yeah, no. She wants to get his toenails painted, and he wants to do some other things that I won't say on the air.
Okay.
But I wanted to get your opinion about that because I trust you. I don't know why.
So, are you telling me that the girl, your friend, her husband wants to get
Yeah, my next door neighbor.
Okay, your next door neighbor, her husband wants to get his nail painted and stuff like that?
Yeah, he doesn't care about their kid. He doesn't care about nothing. All he cares about is getting his toenails and nails painted nowadays.
Well,
all he cares about.
Well, the wife shouldn't judge him. Maybe he's going through something mentally. Maybe he's going through something mentally. Who knows what's going on? But it's not normal.
Right.
That's abnormal to want to paint your nails and do those things as a man. So yeah, she shouldn't judge him or anything or whatever he has going on. I would really have to talk to this to get more information on the situation, but she shouldn't judge him. And
no, but she said to me, her husband said, I don't care what you say or whatever happens. He said, I'm not going to change, and doesn't matter, and I'm never going to change, and that's all there is to it.
And did she know he was like this before she married him?
No.
Oh.
That's a weird thing.
What?
That's a weird thing about it.
What?
And she's willing to accept it, but it's weird, right?
It's definitely weird, but it's tough for me to know exactly what's like going on, and I don't want to like talk too much about the husband or your neighbor and their situation without them explaining their side of it. But I will say,
I know, I get it, I totally get it.
Yeah, is there any questions that
100% get it.
She just shouldn't judge him, and that way she could be an example.
That's why I like you so much, Joel, because you don't come at it from so many sides.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I would have to. I appreciate that too. But is there a question that you had maybe like with you or your situation? You're just calling to ask about your neighbor.
No, yeah. I wanted to ask you, how's Olga?
You wanted to ask me about Olga?
Yeah, because I'm married to a Russian guy.
Oh, I see. Okay. What's your question?
Yeah, how is Olga doing? And does she make you some pancakes?
Does she make me some pancakes? No.
Yeah.
Olga's my friend, and I had her on the show.
Yeah.
But no, we're not like dating or anything like that. We're just friends. So she doesn't make me. But if she made me pancakes, I would appreciate it, because I had to make my own pancakes. But she's not from Los Angeles, so she would, unless she could send them to me in the mail.
She's a Russian lady.
Yeah, so I can't. But
you never made you some real nice pancakes.
No.
Wait, the Russians do? Wow.
No. The last time I had pancakes from a lady was my mom when I was younger, and nobody else has followed suit. So I'm just out here making my own pancakes, Susan.
Okay, I rest my case. All American women are terrible, and they don't make pancakes, including Russians.
Well, I'm hoping that there's a American, a one left for me that'll make me some pancakes when the time is right. But
Olga is out here promoting. You know what I'm saying? Give me some advice. Give me love advice, because my husband loves your advice. He loves your show. He tunes in. Give me some advice.
Okay, get to the point really quick, because I got to move on. What's the question?
No, I need you to give me advice.
Advice on what?
Kidney love. I called the love doctor.
But advice about what? About your relationship?
I need you to help me be a better wife and have a better life.
Don't judge your husband, and just do.
I don't.
Right, then good, and listen to what he says.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks,
Joelle.
Don't judge him and hear him out. Listen to what he said. The man knows.
Yep. Thanks, Joelle. I really appreciate it a lot.
All right. Call me again, Susan.
And how's the gumbo?
The gumbo is always good.
Oh. Pork or no pork?
No pork. No, pork. Pork. What the?
There's pork in the gumbo, yeah.
You gotta put the pork in. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. Call me again.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye. Oh shoot, I hung up on the wrong person. Call me back again. The other person, Chris. Dang, I totally hung up on the wrong person. Call me back again, person. King Wesley is going crazy. Let me see. Yeah, I don't, about the husband doing the nails thing, I never heard of that. The only time I heard of it was Bruce Jenner. You know what I mean? And it sounded like he going through some stuff, some identity crisis. But at the end of the day, you just can't judge. Do your best to love your husband or your wife. And you just do your part. And when they see you doing your part, then they'll do their part. So that's what you need to focus on. And don't judge them. Let me go to Chris out of Los Angeles. Chris, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Sorry for hanging up on you, man.
It's no problem. How's it going, Joel?
All is well.
Congrats on the show, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So I'll get right to it. Met this girl, and she was into me. She came on to me and everything. But she's 18 years younger than me.
Okay.
And so, I know there's a lot of stigma on that whole thing with the age gap. On a personally, my thoughts on it are, if she's cool with it, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? But it is a pretty big age gap. Sometimes I'm like, dang, that's like old enough to be my daughter.
Yeah. How long you been seeing her?
Really not long at all, man. Just like about a week.
Oh, okay. So it's fresh.
I met her like at a gathering, family gathering, and she like pursued me. She like was asking about me, and
nice.
She even struck up conversation.
Nice.
So yeah, I was just chilling, and we exchanged numbers, and we've been talking, and she wants to hang out and stuff like that. But I'm just like, obviously, my instinct is to tread lightly, cautiously. But
right.
Also wanted to what your thoughts on are, just in general, maybe not specific to me, but
yeah. But she's of age, right? She's of legal age, right?
Oh yeah, she's totally
okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she's over 21 for sure.
Oh, okay, nice. I mean, my only things that I wouldn't even say issues, but the only thing that comes up when it comes to like a big gap in age is just maturity level, and if they're able to properly understand, and you'll find out as you get to know her over time, like if she's too immature or she's or she's mature and she can handle certain things. But when I've come across younger girls, and what I realize is that sometimes their understanding of things is not developed. So my way of thinking and their way of thinking don't coincide. So at times I noticed that things that I didn't see as a big deal and that I would say or do were a big deal to her. You know, that she would overreact to them or not sure what they mean, or she would be confused by it. So it's all really depend on like, was she raised by her father? Was her father a decent father? Is she mature? Can she handle, does she understand at least a little bit enough about life to, you know, be grounded enough to listen to what you have to say and not be combative? So all these things kind of have to be learned as you get to know someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Things that I've also thought of. Yeah, because you see on the internet a lot of these, the whole like red pill stuff. I don't know if you follow it or not, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of opinions. It's gotten really popular about the female and the male dynamic.
Yeah.
And one of them being that like guys who pursue younger women are creeps or
Right.
whatever, And so like maybe, I mean, who cares what people say, right? But it's
Right.
still out there.
Yeah.
Do you see that same thing? Do you see that same opinion?
Yeah.
At least being the popular one?
Yeah, I see
Like
it, but
guys are,
yeah, I see it, but to be honest, I really don't think too much about it because the fact, for one, if she's of legal age, then it's fine. It's nobody's business. But definitely there is that stigma that's out there. But I also realize on the positive side of it is that like sometimes these young girls aren't as damaged as the older ones, right? Or caught up in their mind or like indoctrinated by all these different things to where they're not stuck in their ways and they're more like open to learning life and understanding life. So you can kind of be more of an influence with the younger ones.
right.
So that's the good thing about, when they are younger, they're a little bit more innocent. And so there's an aspect of that I think that is okay. But I think it all comes down to, are you guys going to be able to be on the same page enough to where it's not like, it's not, doesn't feel wrong,
Yeah.
if I'm making
Yeah,
sense.
I guess it's so fresh, obviously, and I would have to continue to feel it out. I mean, she's very pretty,
Yeah.
Obviously, like that's a boost to my ego.
Right,
And,
right.
not that it should go there, but
Right.
I mean, it's flattering, right?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah, because she's. I mean, I'll tell you, she's 22, so you do the math. I'm 18 years older, So it's
Okay.
yeah. But I did notice that, like, with like the music and stuff, I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. Like, so just already off the bat, I'm just like, wow, how's this?
Would you say that? I didn't hear the last part. You said what?
The music that she listens to.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about music and how like she's into like the LA hip hop scene, and I'm like, I don't know who any of these guys are. They're all just like trash to me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, how do you
Yeah.
listen to this stuff? But just so
Yeah. It's hard.
that's really all I got, man.
Well, I'll just say this too, is that like I said, you'll know I get what you're saying 100% too, because I've came across, it's young ones too, early 20s, whatever. And yeah, sometimes I would notice that we just are into different things. And that's where the divide was as well. Like, we were into different things and I would say certain things and then I look like an old guy and she was into certain things and I'm like, what is she talking about? So it just depends on where you guys, where there's like an understanding, and if there is one, and if there's one that's there, then cool. Who cares what people think? But 18 years is a big gap, so it's rare. I mean, You just gotta wait out and see. I don't want to have you make your mind up on anything, but
Right. No, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is just, wait it out. Don't push it in any direction. Just let it play out how it plays out.
yeah,
And then, if she wants to chill, we can chill and see how it
Exactly.
goes from there. And then, eventually I'll come to a better understanding. Like, hey, this is not going to work. Because at my age, all right, I think I need to, I want to have kids and stuff. And, obviously that'd be from a biological standpoint, like the younger the better, right? I mean,
yeah,
I can, for having kids and all that, but I'm not going to, like, put that on the table.
right.
But,
Yeah, just fill it out.
In the
Take
back
things.
of my mind, it's like, sorry?
Now I would say fill it out. Take things super slow, like super duper slow. Get to know her and develop like an understanding of each other, meaning like friendship, and let that be what draws you closer, opposed to like sex or any of those other things. Like get to know her and just take it real slow, and things will unfold as they should, whether you should stay or whether you should go. And you don't want like any other weird stuff to get involved, to where it makes it harder to see clear on where you should go with it.
Right. Yeah, I've made that mistake before. The sex comes into play, it ruins everything.
Right. And you want to be
it's not what we're supposed to be doing.
Right. You want to be able to be clear as much as possible. But that's just a part of the process. But I appreciate it, Chris. Any last question before I move on the calls?
That's it, man. Thanks for taking my call, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, let me know how it goes. Fill us in.
All right, we'll do.
All right, Chris. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Nice. I wonder what that'd be like if I did it at 18. It's possible. I don't think it's impossible. You know what I mean? It's rare because there's a big gap, but I wouldn't discourage it, but I would just be aware. Because there's girls that I've dated that were like a little bit younger than me that were immature. I dated girls that are older and they were immature. So it all really depends on like, where is she at? Where is the person at? Floor, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Joel. How are you?
All is well, Floor. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice.
Good Tuesday. I wanted just to comment about what you said, basically why women, we are made to follow our husband, right?
Yeah.
Or men, really. But I kind of wanted to point out that I think that in this age that we're living on, it's really hard for us women to accept that, right?
Right.
Maybe like back in the day, like 100 years ago, it was actually a lot easier. Not even 100. But I think that it has become so, like, there's this idea in our head when we women are younger that we should be independent and that we can do whatever we want, which, of course, you can go to school and do all that things, right?
Right.
But also, it has become unnatural in a way, right? And there's many studies that it shows that the rate of happiness of women has decreased so much in the past 50 years. Like, women are achieving things that you could call successful, but more in an earthy way, right?
Right.
But women are not happy, though.
Right.
If you compare it to the women, I think it's the study based on women after 1965 or 63. Women happiness has declined so much because since then is when feminism came in,
right.
And it kind of changed the dynamic around. But, I mean, for us women from this age, it's very hard to say, hey, like, I'm just going to completely give myself to my husband and I'm going to let him lead me to what he thinks is best for us, right? And I remember, like, at the beginning when I was a lot younger, I used to be like that. I was like, I'm not going to let no man tell me what to do. Like, I'm my own person and my own woman. But as I'm getting older, I'm 32 now, I realized that life is a lot easier if you let a man lead you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you're less of a person or less of a woman if you let him tell you what to do.
Right.
There's been many, many times where my husband tells me, don't do that. And I go ahead and I do it. And I always end up telling him, you know what, you were right. I should have not done that.
Right.
Right.
And it's not even about, and you know what, I think the problem comes in, Flora, is that the ladies have this thing in the mind that it's about following orders. And a man's job is not necessarily just giving out orders, but he's giving out advice on what he sees to be true. And what he's trying to do is just speak on that and lead his family to where he sees is peace, love, and joy, or whatever the case may be, the right way. So it's not that he's trying to like be a military leader and tell people what to do. No, he's just trying to point in the right direction. And I think that's what ladies fail to realize.
Exactly. I feel like there's this correlation that when you tell somebody, hey, like, be submissive to your husband, they're thinking of like the husband is slapping her and like telling her bathroom schedule, you know. Right. No, it's not like that. You know, it's kind of like when it comes to big life decisions and even the small ones, you know, like even the small ones, like just go ahead and ask your husband, hey, what do you think about this?
Right.
Do you think I should do this? You know, and follow what he's saying. You know, it's not in an abusive way to go ahead and I don't know, like people just automatically jump into abuse, right?
Yeah, exactly. And go ahead, finish your point.
Oh, but that's kind of like what society, like if you look at movies, for example, like movies where like the man is violent and the stuff, they make him look like this macho man who is taking decisions for the woman and he's super successful and she's just been trapped in the situation. That's usually how like almost all abusive movies go. So a lot of women also, like we have all grown up with this media, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as you hear, do what the man tells you to do, they're like, oh, no, that's abusive. That's abusive.
Right, right. And it's because I found, and I tend to believe, is that because there has been no example of the father in the home to where they see of what that actually looks like. So it seems so foreign and seem abusive and scary to them when they see somebody stand firm and who is masculine and says, this is what makes sense. They're not used to seeing that, so they see it as a threat. But also I want to say as well is that, you know, oftentimes I think about how the ladies also should be, when in terms of being obedient to somebody, being grateful for the fact that you have a physical person on this earth that can help you with things, whether it be understanding things, whether it be on what you should do and you don't do, because a guy's job is to rely on, the man's job is to rely on God, and we have to wait for God to reveal the answer and to lead us and guide us, and he is. But the women have a physical example of anything they need or any desires they have it in the man, but instead they oftentimes are rejecting him when they're looking for answers. But you can get them if you just submit and recognize that the answers are in the man that's coming from God that you're looking for, if I'm making sense.
That is such a great point, what you just said. Is we women have to also be appreciated the fact that somebody is literally devoting their life to help out his wife and lead her, because we should be grateful about that. That's a really good point, Joel.
Yeah. And it, it's just hard, and that's the thing, is being rejected. This is actually an interesting thing I want to get into, but I'm so out of time here, Floor, and I have these other callers I want to get to. But great,
go for it.
I appreciate you calling in and giving your take about that, especially as being a married woman as well. I appreciate it. Call me again.
Yeah, no problem. You have a nice day, Joel.
You as well, Floor. Have a good one.
Bye.
Man, I was about to just like go off on that whole subject. But I'm looking at time. But great call, Floor. Who do I get to? I'm wasting time trying to figure it out. Let me go to Leo out of Texas, and then I'll get to the other calls as fast as I can. Leo, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Make it quick.
Thank you, Joel. I wanted you to merge that call because I wanted to ask Flo if she thought the devil took it easier on women in 300 AD.
What does that mean?
Because when women say, like, in these times it's harder, it appears to me that that's an excuse because I don't believe that the devil cut breaks for the women. So I know our road is a little different because of technology, but it's not different in the sense that they were still dealing with temptation, evil, not listening to the man. It was the same thing. So when they say in these times, they had different rushes. You know what I mean? It's
but
the same
I can
rush.
understand though. At the same, I understand what you're saying, but the reality is that maybe at that time, 300 AD, I don't know. I don't know what that time was, but there may have been men around that could have guided and led them into a better direction. Whereas today, the men, oftentimes men aren't as strong as they once were, and they don't really even know for themselves. So the women are really out here being led astray because men today oftentimes are just really weak. So I get what she's saying, and she's not wrong in what she's saying, but it's not easy. It probably wasn't easy for women then either. So,
I totally get it.
It's just a mess.
And I just want to finish by saying that the reason why it appeared that way is because of patriarchy. And now we're not under patriarchal system. So at least even if we were weak, if we were under a patriarchy system and women just submitted to the men by being trained or raised up in that way, it'd be so much better. Even if the men are not right, it'd be so much better because of patriarchy. Patriarchy protected the women. That's it, man.
Right on, Lee. I appreciate it, man. Call me again.
Talk to me, man.
All right. Steve. Oh, I'm sorry. Make it quick, Steve. 30 seconds.
Do you think you could have naturalness with a woman while you're dating and still ignore that you're unequally yoked to her?
It wouldn't be natural if you were unequally yoked in the sense of it would happen naturally. And if it's happening naturally, that means that it is yoked.
Yeah, because that's super quick. The deception is when people rely on thinking that natural communication and everything else and things are flowing, but ignoring, like what you're about and, living from the heart because you're putting the relationship above the individual. That's all. I noticed something with myself this weekend. I just wanted to see if you agreed on that.
No, I agree, Steve. I appreciate it. Good point.
Amazing.
Thanks, man. Thanks for making it quick, too. Straight to the point. Appreciate it. Call me again.
Yeah, let's go. You got it, man.
All right. Right up, man. I'm going to cry right now because I'm out of time. And it just be flying by. I got to go. American Anchor Baby's coming in right now. Make sure you guys flip over to his channel. As a matter of fact, the YouTube live chat will flip it over for you and listen to his show because it's amazing. American Anchor Baby coming up. Joel Friday TV across the board. Make sure you guys follow me. JLP Network. Follow the network of all the hosts. Follow the Hick Report, Jesse Lee Peterson, all that good stuff. Follow, subscribe, share so we can get the message out, y'all. I'm back here tomorrow for some more mess. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I gotta go. Bye.